we're trying to improve the fan experience all the time, and we're trying to really make it an enjoyable occasion for everybody that comes down. It's a friendly club. You can come down with family and friends, and there's a nice atmosphere, and you can move around the ground. You're not restricted to one particular seat. So there's a nice relaxed atmosphere, and it's one that we want to grow and keep those crowds increasing, and it helps sustain the football and all of the other bits that go around the club as well.
Get Radio Breakfast with Rich Smith.
And I'm really looking forward to catching up with my next guest. It's Justin Merritt, the co-owner and director of football down at Oxford City. Good morning, Justin.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. We're on here to sort of chat about everything looking forward to Oxford City and everything coming up and everything going on. But I just want to I want to reverse a little bit. I want to take you back to May, if I can, and the playoff victory. Is that a distant memory for you now, or are you still celebrating a little bit?
I think we're not so much celebrating now, but we're obviously very proud, and it was an absolutely epic occasion for everybody that was there, and for the football club and those that follow the club and those that are part of the club. So it was a success. Although it was the male first team, it was everybody coming together, and we had a fantastic crowd as well, and seeing all of our youth and junior players with their hoop shirts on as well. It was a wonderful day, and I have been involved in football where you have those occasions and then the result lets you down, whereas this time it all went to plan. And but now we've moved forwards, and we'll always reflect on that day. But it's a new challenge, and you don't get long to dust yourself down and straight back into it again.
Well, yeah, I don't think people will quite appreciate and realise. So obviously a fantastic result, and like any football club, you want to grow, you want to succeed, you want to do the right things as a football club as well. All of those things, happening down at City. But as soon as that sort of promotion became a reality, then a lot had to change for the club just to move up a division.
Yeah, and it's not just the sort of, everybody thinks of the playing staff and to be able to compete, which is again something that does, we've kept pretty much the same squad but added one or two. But it's all the infrastructure, it's the commitments that surround being in a bigger league that's got more exposure. We have more media responsibilities.
Sorry
every
about
game. Not just with yourselves, but also, every game is live streamed. It's highlights every Saturday on TNT Sports. We've got our first live match coming up at the end of September, which is a 5:30 kickoff on a Saturday. So to get all the TV cameras down again will be great. But we also had the challenge of we're not really used to dealing with huge crowds week in, week out. So looking at how we can segregate away fans and home fans, amenities that you need. And then the big one for us was we had to somehow replace our pitch and get it ready for the start of the season. We play on a 3G pitch that had basically really worn out. We used it so much, and to meet the standard, we needed to relay that. And we're delighted that we somehow managed to do it. And we're up and running, and it's exciting times.
No, it really is, and just even looking at this weekend's game, of course, Hartlepool. I mean, and games that have played as well. I mean, having visits of Chesterfield and what have you. These were big league clubs, and you're playing more besides as well. Absolutely, it must be phenomenal to be in rubbing shoulders with those types of teams, and also 1,000 tickets sold for Saturday's game. It'll be a lot more now, actually, just sort of speaking about it, because that post went out a couple of days ago. But that's brilliant to see the support and to see the people coming through the turnstiles, supporting and getting behind the City.
Yeah, it's we're absolutely delighted, and we're trying to improve the fan experience all the time, and we're trying to really make it an enjoyable occasion for everybody that comes down. It's a friendly club. You can come down with family and friends, and there's a nice atmosphere, and you can move around the ground. You're not restricted to one particular seat. So there's a nice relaxed atmosphere, and it's one that we want to grow and keep those crowds increasing, and it helps sustain the football and all of the other bits that go around the club as well.
No, and I was going to say, do you manage to stay relaxed? I can't think you can do after the recent results, which have been, they've been fantastic football matches, but I'm not quite sure how a director of football sees and watches football like that.
Yeah, I mean, you also have to have a little reality check as well you look at every football division in the world, and there are pecking orders and resources and bigger clubs at the top, some that don't do so well. And we are, we're one of the smaller teams. We're definitely one of the smaller playing budgets. And we have to find other ways of competing. So we're using a lot of data analysis. We invest heavily in player development. So there's a lot of young players in our squad. And that way we can try and, we haven't got the finished article, but we're trying to coach, develop and use the tools that were available to us. But I think, rather than enjoying every occasion, and, we've got to get to the mindset of, actually, we're here to compete in this league, and we've got to get to those levels. And, it's taken 100 and however many years to get to this. We don't want it to be, over very quickly. And I think anybody that's watched will have seen the first 3 or 4 games. Although we put in some great performances, we didn't get any points, and now we've gone 4 unbeaten. We've got our first win, but every game is so hard, and Hartlepool on Saturday will be a real tough challenge for us. They're going very, very well, and a huge club, never been in non-league football before. So, but we're confident with our squad and delighted with the progress of our players, and long may it continue. We'll hopefully turn those draws into victories soon.
Yeah, that's it. I said on the radio earlier this week, actually, it's literally, it's a case of one goal, isn't it? It's just one goal and suddenly 3 points, and suddenly things are looking a lot rosy and better, and you're looking ahead rather than behind.
Yeah, and we're under no illusion. Our challenge initially is to stay in the division, and and then look at how do we build the infrastructure of the club to be able to build more resources, bring in more players, because we have a relatively small squad, and they will be competing in 50, 60 games this season. So, it is a tough ask, and a lot of those we've had several 8 games already, and it's quite for those people who think footballers have it easy, it's quite tough on the body and the training, and we're actually competing against 90% of the league full-time professionals, whereas our guys are part-time as well. So we're trying to bridge that gap and get extra fitness into them, and so on and so forth. So it's a great challenge, but really exciting, and the lads are doing well at the moment.
Yeah, no, they really, really are. Best of luck for Saturday, and I know we'll catch up in future as well, and see how the nerves are holding up, maybe towards the sort of middle and end of the season. It might be a different story depending on where the team is, but a good start. Let's convert those draws into wins, and I think we'll be all right. Justin, it's been a joy and a pleasure catching up with you. I could have talked for hours. We've got roads and
Brilliant.
news and stuff to do, but lovely catching up with you, Justin.
Thanks, Richard.
It's brilliant stuff. That's Justin Merritt there, of course, who is the co-owner and director of football at Oxford City. Pop yourself down to Marsh Lane on Saturday, 3:00 kickoff, playing some great football, great entertainment, and it's going to be a glorious day as well. There's definitely a lot worse things you can be doing than popping down and seeing them.